Hello, hello, hello. Nat is muted.
Of course I was.
How are you doing?
Good. Actually, I was planning to do something today and I forgot. maybe I can still do it because I'm not feeling that tired
Okay,
before I go to bed.
awesome. In that case, I'm going to get this stream started right away, I think. Let's roll everything here. Wrong camera. Hello there, and welcome to Bullet Journaling for Chaos Gremlins. I'm definitely winning my Chaos Gremlin credentials today. I had a rough night, but I am here. Sorry I'm late, but we are going to do the thing. I am joined today by guest journaler Nathalia Books, Purpleheart Nathalia Books. I will shout her out, because she is awesome, and you guys should follow her channel. She is a writer, and she's a Tome Knight, so she's one of our Game of Tomes players here, and she does awesome stuff. And how are you today, Nat?
I am getting there.
Getting there. I like that. There we go. Getting there. Getting there is good. Ooh, she was last journaling about her, or streaming about her journal, which is cool. Yeah, so I'm having Nat on because she's doing some awesome reading journal prep that I think you guys should definitely have a look at, because it's really, really cool what she's up to. But my topic today is going to be journaling guilt. What to do if you're not keeping up with your journal, or what to do if you feel like your journaling stuff is, you're not writing, you're not doing the things that you're trying to track, right? So that's going to be fun. But we're going to do that later, because Nat is up late, and she's in the Netherlands, and she needs to go to bed. So we're going to focus on what Nat is doing first. Let me pop out the Discord window here, because I'd love you guys to see the really cool stuff that she is doing, and I am very excited about it. So just a second here. Let's get the right window going.
I'm still just looking for stuff, so excuse me that I'm not really helping.
Yeah, that's okay. This was very spontaneous. It was like, oh, I saw Nat in the chat and thought, hey, maybe she wants to share what she is up to with us, which I think is great. So thanks for jumping right in. Let's focus on your image.
Oh, yeah, little guys. Oh, I was looking for an envelope. Then I figured it was not in an envelope.
Aha. Satrium says, I'm 13 days into this journal, and I already got an entry spanning like 4 days because I forgot to journal during those 4 days. Exactly! It's the perfect topic. So, but yeah, look at all this cool stuff that Nat has spread out here. Tell us about it, Nat. Tell us what you're doing.
All right. First things first. Okay, this is for my entry stuff, which I'm going to perforate and cut out a little bit more nicely, so that it's not a giant block of white. I made a series trackers for series that I am reading or I'm going to read. And one of the series I read today, finished yesterday, was the first book of Le Sambre, which was a nice paranormal hated enemies to lover story, and I finished that one, so I can color a series in. So sorry if I'm directly also doing that.
No, I think that's cool.
You know what? I'm going to grab my stick. That.
Quality says replace days with months, and it's me, Satrium. It's a good way to catch up and get back into it. Yeah.
Okay. First book was there done, so I'm going to get this directly back into the nice pile of stuff that I cut out, already prepped. I'm going to leave this open because stuff's going to get into it.
Sweet.
Right, for the bookshelves, I printed everything out because I really wanted to have something nice. I'm not that skilled in drawing myself, so I got some stuff from Pinterest. Almost everything here is from Pinterest. I got here books. I wrote down the books that I'm really going to read this year, which is Onyx Storm, Strawberry Patch Pancake House, and the Gingerbread Bakery, and some nice arc that I picked up. But yeah.
For the uninitiated, an ARC is an advanced reading copy. So, it's beta reading stuff that Nat is doing for other writers, which is really kind of cool.
I already colored one in because I'm one book in.
Sweet. So the tracker works like you put the names of the books on the white books in the image, and then you color them in when you've read it.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Then I have here, this is only one. I wanted to do at least one of these nice ones because it is my first book of the year. This was my first book. You will see that my covers are all black because I try to. Color is expensive, black not so much. So I did that, and I wrote a little review, which is also to see on Goodreads. My reading experience. This was an audiobook because I was working stuff, so I did listen to an audiobook and wrote a little review. I'm going to stick this in, and the rest of the covers I will figure out later.
Awesome. I'll note that some of the trackers that Moon shared last time, wait, no, it wasn't Moon, it was Leomis, the one that the kids were asleep mentioned, which I forgot to link in the YouTube video, but I will go back and do that now that I have been reminded of it, has a bunch of washi tape that has stuff that is, the things you would otherwise print out. You can get book review stars to print out from that set if you're not inclined to draw them. So just something it occurred to me while you were showing me your book review setup, which I thought was very practical.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, I printed the title. I'm going to leave it there. Releases for 2025. I was not so spatty to put my own books on this.
Right.
Maybe I should.
Maybe you should.
But all the books that will be released, those are in little nice, cute jars.
I like those. Those are adorable.
Also Pinterest. Putting the names inside the jars was a pain in the butt, but I did it with words, so.
Speaking of Pinterest, I've started a Pinterest board on bullet journaling and junk journaling. Oh my god, the kitty is adorable. To answer your question that I saw briefly before I went live, yes, the kitty.
Yes, the kitty. Yes, the kitty will be on another page. I will show you in a minute because it's buried down there somewhere,
Cool.
somewhere down the drain. But yeah, kitty
Yeah.
will be collected on my wish list because he's cute.
But yeah,
You
in
will see
the
this kitty a lot in my journal,
that's awesome.
and I can explain you why. All right, a little Halloween
Aww.
already.
That bat is adorable, my goodness. Yeah,
I'm
I've
going
started
to.
a bullet journaling and junk journaling board, and in my bullet journaling channel on my Discord server, I will invite you guys to collaborate if you have ideas to share. I basically just kind of went through briefly on Pinterest, and I put in stuff that I thought would, either I thought it was really pretty, or, a neat idea, or a tracker that I thought people would find helpful, stuff like that. I'm also putting links to my YouTube shorts that I'm making out of the, briefly, it's like a 1 minute chunk of something I've talked about in the topic, and I'm putting it out there. I'll be doing that at least once a week is my plan. So, yeah, there'll be links to that too. Anyway, do continue.
And this little kitty will find his place somewhere inside the book.
That's awesome.
So now we're going for the arc reviews. I have a few. I have only a few. I got 3 arcs to review already. Illusion of Fire, the Anima Corp, and this one is not really an arc. It's already published. But I'm still getting it from a net galley, so I am going to see it as an arc.
That's awesome.
And alright, I now figured out that this one is a little bit smaller than the last ones. It's fine. I will think that I'm going to keep them this small, but yeah, noting that the titles and that kind of thing, I am going to keep this one up for the arc reviews, because I think that arc reviews have more moments to shine.
That's cool. That's a good idea. That makes sense to me.
In there, my little index card.
Ah, okay. Books 3.
With some washi tape.
Reading stage. Nice. Okay.
Books to read, reading stage, indeed. Books bought, releases, read challenge, because I was forgetting to print it out. The reviews, arcs, and arc reviews.
That's cool. I like your washi tape there.
Yeah, it was something.
And that's
nice.
designed to be a flip out, right? Like I can see by the border there that you intend to tape that into the journal.
Indeed, it is a flip out. This is because I wanted also to show off my.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Carton.
Hello, Kitty. The kitty intends to help.
Paid off my existence.
She thinks that the journaling stuff is cat toys. So does my cat Ash. He is a little gremlin. Every time I pull it out, he's got to attack it, especially the ribbon that is in whatever journal I am in. I think it's hilarious. But it is a pain in the ass.
Her favorite toy is this one.
I can see why.
I'm not happy about it, but she's loving this.
Your craft knife, yeah, that's probably not healthy. I'm glad it has a good cover.
Alright, those cartons I pulled out of an agenda that I got, a journal or something. So those were recycled.
Sweet. I like that.
Also, I got my reading challenges. Maybe somewhere down the line we will announce our own reading challenge.
Yes, and Nat put together with my input a Game of Tomes Readopoly challenge. We're going to release it to the public sometime in the next few days, probably. I just wanted Nat to sign off on it. And yeah, it's basically the idea is the stuff on the challenge relates to Game of Tomes in some way. Although it's in some cases it's a pretty vague connection because we want people to have maximum freedom with what they choose to read for the challenge. So that could be fun if you guys would like to participate. Uh, Actually, yeah, that would be the GOT Discord. I'll put that link in the server or in the chat here. Go on.
Just a second. I can straighten something out.
Hi, babe. Thanks for joining us.
Alright, all my pens decided not to work today.
Uh-huh. The bane of my life. Pens that decide not to work today.
Because I just told you I read an enemies to lover story, and I can think that I'm still, hey.
Your cat is amazing. Oh my god.
Kitty, you are blocking the screen. Alright. To say that I love my current, the pen sets that I got is an understatement.
Tell us about your pen set, and that's gorgeous.
These were only the blue ones. I, at the time, had only the blue ones. This will go under the index because get reading.
That's gorgeous. Yeah, tell us about your pen set. People like to hear about supplies and whatnot. Because
Right.
that is beautiful.
I got it from the Action, our Dutch equivalent of the dollar store.
Oh, okay. We probably can't find it then. That's too bad, but that's awesome.
Well, it is called Deco Tray.
Oh, shoot. I forgot my camera or my timer is still on. Just a sec. Oops.
No
Okay,
worries.
it's gone now.
It's Deco Tray, and it's all fun stuff. And
Oh, that's neat.
yeah,
I like
these
that
are
big selection.
alcohol pens, I think.
Aqua pens? They're watercolor pens?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. See, that's what I like about the Tombos that I got. They're watercolor pens. It's like using a pen nib to paint with watercolors. It's
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
Alcohol-based ink. And I have a brush and a fine thingy style. I love to use the fine thingy.
Right. Double-sided
Because-
marker. Yeah.
Oh no, I use the brush most of the time because it's nice.
Sweet.
But I use that for coloring in, so yes, Kitty, you're cute. My ARC review lists with
Nice.
some questions I want to ask myself about the ARC.
Right, like did you get something out of it? Was there a plot twist?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
These are questions that you normally would ask yourself when you're reading a book, but I'm reading an ARC. My review is also to help the author a little bit. And I want to give them even a more detailed.
The kitty
Because
is
they
like
trust in their
stealing the
books.
show here.
Yeah, Kitty is nice. Alright, there's a little piece of art that will go inside with the book cabinets that I just showed you.
Oh, I like that.
The book cabinets go behind here and a little bit here. I'm going to space them a little bit more out so that the books are not covered completely. But this will be centered. There will be a nice sticker in the window. That's why it's cut out.
Gorgeous.
That's when I found out that my cat lost the knife to my chagrin.
Oh, dear.
Probably the kitty that I just showed you with the little head and which vibes will be also on this page. I'm not sure if I have enough space, but I did it.
Fair enough.
Also, the first time I tried the markers, if I turn around, you'll also see a lot of the
Bleed through, yeah. Fair enough.
but I really love it.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. That's going to look really nice.
This is my April. April will come on here. There will be also another sticker because I know for sure which book I'm reading. this month.
Sweet.
It's not a surprise because I have a 13-hour flight.
Yeah, fair enough. What are you reading for April?
Onyx.
Ah,
It's a thick book.
you have a
So I
13
get
hour
the 13
flight.
hours out of it.
Makes sense to me.
So, and I also know where I am most of the month.
Oh, that's adorable. My goodness. I like that picture a
I didn't
lot.
show you yet.
No, you
This
have
one.
not. That's gorgeous.
Uh-huh.
I love the
The
creative use of all the flip outs you're doing too. That's really neat.
yeah. The Katsuni is add-on. Was not part of the drawing.
That's amazing.
Hmm?
I love it.
So yeah. Then we come by the most painful one. This will be my book wish list. Books that you wish you possessed will get. I promised myself, exception one book. If I come across it, I will get it. But I'm not allowed to buy more any other book than what's on this list.
Gotcha.
So, of course, if we have a Disney princess,
Of course, we have to
we
have
need Belle.
Belle. We have to.
We have to. And this is my
Oh, and
It's
back
just
to the
jar.
jar theme. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm with Faye. More books, more books.
I am also. So, Onyx Storm is on top of it. I'm going to get that one. Together with the Strawberry Patch Bakery. No. Pancake House and the Gingerbread Bakery. Those are my reads that I really want to read. I want to finish that series because I really loved it. But yeah, the rest.
That's
I
excellent.
already said one exception. And that will be Under the Oak Tree if I come across it.
Fair enough.
But yeah, this one is the kitty will be added somewhere here. I have to do that.
That's great.
I can lay that down. Get the kitty.
That's adorable. I love it.
I only need to do it maybe here because otherwise it's inside of the title.
Right.
Mm,
You can always overlay the washi tape a little bit too if you want to.
that's true. That is currently hiding notes.
Right.
Because this was also part of a school agenda that I plucked from somewhere. And
I love the fact that you're recycling parts. This is something that I've seen in a few videos on YouTube about journaling. There's quite a few people who Franken journal, right? They'll buy like an existing planner or an old school agenda or whatever, and they'll take it apart and use pieces of it in the journal that they're creating. Some of them do it with the, the ring binders, and others cut out pieces like you're doing and glue or tape them in to their notebook, which I think is just a really neat and clever thing.
I also only cannot find my glue, so I am going to leave that for that. I also asked the SO, significant other, if he finds a book that is being thrown away at his work and it's a bit yellowed because of water damage. It's not sellable. It's been thrown away.
Right.
If he can get one and I can reuse pages of that.
Very creative people out there, says Quality. I agree completely. I thought that was just the neatest thing. Yeah.
This one is also for the main header that I showed you.
Ooh, pretty.
Butterflies, me and butterflies. And the color purple. One and the same. This are for this is for a header for a month. This is also for
oh, wow.
For the main, and this one will end up somewhere. I think I'm going to cut it a little bit more out neatly. That one not, but this one I'm going to cut out neatly because I now have
Right. You have detailing scissors now. Yes.
Yeah, that's
I'm
the other one not because there are very really really tiny thingies and I'm afraid to cut it open.
I'm getting
But
ideas here. I'm going to do a butterfly theme later in the year. So,
mhm. If you have the jar, I already put the jar. I probably think I did the jar inside the planner.
okay.
So there is a butterfly on the jar, inside the jar thing.
Oh, neat.
To
Okay.
be fair, it's a little muff. I'm
Ah,
also going to use that one.
moths are good too.
Yeah,
Lepidopterids, I love them all. Moths
yeah,
are just butterflies of the night.
yeah. They are night butterflies, and there are more muffs than butterflies. To be fair, these are headers for each month. I only have to figure out where where to place them. This is for the Harbor, Dream Harbor. They are
Okay.
not published in the same month, unfortunately, so I have to plan out. But this is a smut book.
Excellent.
To be fair, this smut, I'm going to read that smut.
More smut
So
for the smut readers. Love it.
I love this. Aristocrats,
Oh, that's
because
great.
my book, my journal will not be complete without cats and little night sky.
I love your tarot card theme going on there. That's really cool.
Yeah, I probably, if I'm going to keep this up, I'm going to do a witch theme next year.
Oh, nice.
This is my Bebot book shelf, so I'm going to fill this up with books that I bought.
That's cool. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Now I'm getting other ideas too. Faye says, wait,
And
I'm back. I heard smut. Where? Yes. More smut for the smut readers.
here, I colored it in nicely. But I'm going probably to also do on the key because I did not do it. I gotta note down where I bought them and then color them in.
Awesome.
I only need to figure out how to represent that with the color scheme because I'm going to show you how I did it for the months.
You,
But I need to figure out how to do it here.
you know, I'm not planning on doing a reading journal, a dedicated reading journal this year anyway, but I thought I might borrow some ideas from reading journals. One of the things I was going to do is track the series that I'm collecting and which books I still need to get in those series, and I your books you're bought. I there we go. That might be how I do that. That's cool.
It will be my rating.
Gotcha. I like that.
Or
I especially like the absolutely love heart at the very end. That's
yeah,
great.
I needed to show you guys that because I also have a rating key.
Sweet.
So we are going to close this because those are very small and very little.
You're
I
so
have a little heart.
organized. I admire this.
Yeah. Well, it was not organized. It
That's
is now.
cute as hell. Oh my god.
Those are little stars. And here's my rating key.
Not to my taste, that was something. It didn't blow me away. Scratching the surface, loved it, and auto recommendation. Yeah, gotcha. That's great.
With the heart is the auto recommendation.
Yeah, it's like everyone should read this book. Yeah,
Yeah.
gotcha.
And then the spice.
Ooh, spice level. I cannot
It's a
read
little.
those from the angle. Yeah. Oh, I like the pepper. That's great.
Kiss and fake the dark.
Right.
So
Okay, kiss and fade to
let's
black. Yeah.
let's build onto one scene. Vanilla is the new flavor. Getting hot in here. Should I be reading this in public?
Love it. Love it.
Then
There's
I
an idea
have.
that Faye might want to steal, since I know
Yeah.
that Faye loves smut books too.
This is then the key.
Cool.
I already figured out the colors of the months. I have a DNF here, but I'm not going to color that in. So books that are still white are DNFs.
Gotcha.
Arcs are apple green.
One of the
Oh yeah.
trackers that I saw on Pinterest yesterday when I went to pin some stuff for the new board was a graveyard for DNF books.
I think you got that from me because I put it there.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
Covers,
Ooh, covers.
a lot of covers, and I'm going to use this envelope for all the covers that I have read. So
That's great.
it will be stick inside the uh, inside my journal, and then it is reviewed. So it is the end of the reading journey. I've read it. I have reviewed it. It ends up in here,
Gotcha.
which means that there's one to vanquish darkness and stay in there because I already reviewed it.
Gotcha.
Now to the main thing. I planned this all without having my book, okay? Sorry, book is still absent. It's getting his way at making its way here. But now I said something that will be repeated and will be a frequent occurrence.
Ah, the kitties.
The kitties.
Hey, Rue. Good to see you. Nat is sharing her reading journal preparation with us, and it's quite the show. I'm really enjoying her ideas and all the little things she's made here.
What? This February? March, February?
Oh, I see. So the books change depending on the month, eh?
Yep.
You're
You're not making it easier.
I've forgotten your kitty's name. What is your kitty's name again?
Stormy.
Which?
It's Stormy. No. Get on the ground, please. Thank you. May. There we go. April. Don't worry, I planned it out. September. October, January. Alright. I'm going to show you guys. Because I need to get the camera. Those are indeed
Oh, those are
all
great.
the kitties.
All the kitties.
And how do I note down which color I used? I wrote it down.
Okay, gotcha.
I wrote down here this January 144.
Aha.
And that was going to be Baby Boy Blue.
Very clever. Numbering your markers. I found the Tombos have numbers, but none of the other markers I had did. So I made up symbols for them and taped them on with round price tag labels that I had left over from when I had a shop. And so that I would have a way to classify them. And then I did a swatch page in my long-term journal for reference. So I can look and go, I need that color.
But yeah, these are my monthly occurrences. They will be on the first page of my month.
That's awesome. Rue says your kitty is such a sweet tortie. Reminds me of Henry Cat, my old kitty. Yes, tortoiseshells are all insane. I had a tortoiseshell. Her name was Mask. She had like a half of her face was black with a black nose and the other half was orange with a pink nose, and she was insane. Also, her spawn, George, was a male tortoiseshell, and he was truly insane. He ran off with a cougar. I am not making that up.
You are currently sitting on my stuff.
But they're kitties. I want to snuggle them too, she says.
I only missed my other wizard tea. I made another one. probably somewhere in the bucket. I have a whole bucket now, a whole box filled with stuff, washi tape, all my creations. And when I have my book, it will be all.
Yeah, how are you attaching them in your journal? Are you going to glue them in, or are you going to use
Glue.
double-sided tape or
Glue.
glue? Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. Plain white glue, like paper craft glue kind of deal.
I have glue sticks.
Ah, there you go.
So,
Okay, so my advice to anyone who is going to use a glue stick, which Nat probably already knows, is make sure that your edges are thoroughly covered because it's very easy for them to get missed and then they come up and that creates problems. But Rue says, I remember Henry catching frogs and bringing them in, but the best was the window fail she did. I can imagine. And hey, Miko, good to see you. Also, hi, Faye. I never did say hi to Faye. Well, thank you for sharing. Oh, we're not done yet? Cool.
that was everything.
That was everything. Okay, thank you so much for showing us all of that. That is really cool. I cannot wait to see how this is all going to look put together.
Me neither.
That is absolutely awesome.
I have been busy for 8 hours already. How do I know that? I finished the book.
Write an audiobook. That's great. All right. Well, thank you for, let me know when you end up having to go because I recognize the fact that, it's late for you, but you're quite welcome to continue to hang out. And thank you for showing us all your cool stuff. I'm going to keep your window in the corner here so that people can see you're hanging out. Oh, hello, Catherine. Good to see you.
Found my glow stick.
Yay!
Of course, it was somewhere inside the giant bucket filled with horse flies.
I have a bag that is a one of those plastic grocery bags that it's one of the ones that stands upright easily on its own, and that is where I keep my immediate journaling supplies, the stuff that I am currently working with. I have another bag that keeps the stuff that I've collected that I'm not currently using, so yeah, it can get heavy.
The bag that I was thinking about a bag, only I have a little demon.
Yeah, would be digging in it all the time. Uh-huh. Yeah, that would be Smokey of my cats. Smokey likes to play in bags. So you have to keep them up off the floor.
So now I have a little bucket with an...
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, Rue says the loft window was open and it was a Velux window. She stepped on it and it closed, causing her to fall off the roof and fly past the kitchen window. Oh dear! Where she landed on her feet, shook herself, and came in the cat flap as if nothing had happened. My dad had been in the loft and she was trying to get to him. I was in the kitchen and just saw this blur of fur go past the window with a yowl of surprise, right? And then Rue says, what is it with cats and paper bags? Well, mine's like that, vinyl-y plastic stuff. And she likes that too. And also plastic bags. And my guess is that they like the crinkle. I don't know, but that's what I think. Okay, so I'm going to move in to talk about journaling guilt, right? So, oh, that's great. Love that. Love the look of that. Let me blow that up a bit. Just a sec. Hold that up again if you would mind. I'm gonna make the thing bigger again so you can see how it looks. Yeah, there we go. That is so adorable. My goodness. That is great. Thank you. Yeah, cats. I can't wait till I get to have one someday, says Catherine. I hear that too.
They are great.
They are a menace.
You will see a clip that was made yesterday. I can share it. Where one of my cats was giving me a heart attack. Did he give you a heart attack? Yes, he did.
How did he give you a heart attack?
Please give me a heart attack. Yes.
I don't want to look at my floss and my bag of junk there. so journaling guilt. The thing about any discipline when you're developing a habit, right, is that, especially when it's new, you're not going to keep to it all the time. There are going to be periods where you're going to forget to do your journaling, or you're going to, there's two levels to this. One is that if you're tracking a habit that you're trying to build, it's natural for a lot of us to be a little less than honest, right? Tell ourselves little white lies, right? We're like, oh yeah, I was actually keeping up with that. It just doesn't look like it because of X and Y. Okay, so let's deal with that kind of guilt first. I didn't do the thing that I was tracking. This exists to show you what is, not what you would like to be, right? The reason why you're tracking these habits and things that you want to develop, right, or quit, maybe, right, is because you are trying to develop new ways of doing things. And it's human nature to not be perfect at it. You're gonna fail, right? And that's okay. I think you should still track it anyway. Keep track of it. If you didn't do the exercise, here, let me show you. Why don't I show you? I will show you, because my best way of dealing with some of these things is to show you where I fall down on the job, right? Now, you see, this is my exercise and sun lamp trackers for the month. And as you can see, I have a lot of void symbols here. That means I didn't fucking do it, okay? It's okay. It's okay to know that I didn't do it, right? It's even important to know that I didn't do it, because especially, okay, with the sun lamp thing, I am prone to some depression in the winter if I do not keep up. Well, okay, I'll say early winter, the dark months, when I'm not getting enough sunlight. And I live in Canada. It can be really cold and wet here in the winter, and I just don't want to go outside when it's like that. And especially because, as you can see, today being a perfect example, my sleep schedule is a shit show. So I sometimes don't see the sun for days at a time. And it's important for me to continue to get enough light. So I have a sun lamp. I bought it several years ago, right? And it really helps when I remember to do it, right? You only need 15 minutes a day, right? But it's a matter of remembering to turn it on. And sometimes I forget. And when I forget, I just note that, right? Maybe it'll be important to note, right? Because if I relate that back to my mood tracker here, right? If I didn't get enough sunlight, probably my sleep was a shit show, right? Which you can see reflected here, right? Or maybe my mood was poor. Hey, Macaro, good to see you. Welcome. Hello. Yeah, Rue says that's the boy in bed. Be right back. Need to get the PJs on. That's great. And Macaro did a med check for us. Thank you. I did take my morning meds this morning, which I've not noted yet, which I probably should on my med tracker right here. So, right, there we go. It's Monday.
We did not work.
SAD, seasonal affective disorder, runs in Macara's family. Yeah, that was my initial diagnosis back when I was going, something is not right here. Yeah, but I was, I don't know, back then I took antidepressants for 3 years, and I was working a split shift job at the taxi company, and I'm never going to do that again. That is not good for me. But, yeah, that's when I got the sun lamp. So, yeah, it's important for me to keep that up in the winter. As long as I do that, I'm usually fine, I'm good. So, I just got to make sure I do it. So, yeah, there are going to be things that you don't do. Just keep track of it. It's important to note. And that's the other thing about it, right? Whenever you're developing a new habit or quitting an old one, like if you've ever quit anything, say you've quit smoking, say you quit drinking coffee, whatever, right? You know that you're going to have days where you don't succeed. And it's important, if you're going to be successful at it, not to beat yourself up about it. You're trying, right? You're doing your best. We're Chaos Gremlins here. We're doing our best. We're trying. we're looking for improvement here. We're not looking for perfection, at least not yet. Perfection's a long way away and it's an impossible ideal anyway. So it's important to remember, okay, so I fell off the wagon. Pick your ass back up and keep quitting, right? And just like that with the journaling stuff or the exercise or whatever it is that you didn't do, okay, you know what? I fell off the wagon. Pick my ass back up and keep at it, right? That's how you succeed. That is the only way in which it works. And you just, of course, everybody has backslides, right? If you're on a diet, you couldn't resist that chocolate cake one day, whatever, right? Yeah, it's going to happen. Try not to let it happen too frequently, right? If it happens too frequently, that's one thing that these trackers are really good for is, oh, I'm falling into the habits of where I'm not doing my exercise again and I haven't done it for a week. That's probably a bad sign. I need to, force myself to get back on the horse and do the exercise again, whatever it is that you're trying to do, right? But it's important to note that if you haven't done it for a week, right? But if you have like 1 or 2 days where you didn't do it, so what? So what? It really doesn't matter, right? Now the other thing is guilt about not journaling. A lot of people start bullet journaling and they're like all enthusiastic, especially us Chaos Gremlins, because we're ADHD people. And ADHD people, okay, well, and other neurodiversities, but ADHD people in particular are all like, oh, this is a great idea. I'm going to do it 100%. I'm going to jump right in and I'm going to buy like 16,000 years worth of supplies and I'm going to get all the markers and I'm going to do all the things, and you do it like for 2 weeks and then you lose interest because it's become a routine and that's kind of boring, so you forget and life gets busy and then it's been 3 months and you haven't done your journal again. So what?
Right? I also want to point out that is not only the ADHD.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, maybe it's just human nature, right? There's lots of things that lead people to do that, right? Maybe you suffer from anxiety and you have anxiety about work and work gets particularly difficult for a while and you lose track of the journaling and, it's okay, right? It's really okay. Just get back on the horse. Just start again. If you didn't do it, say you're trying to do, like, I don't know, here, let me come up with another example. I have the short form journaling that I do, the daily thing where I track what I did in a day, right? As you can see, some are much shorter than others, right? Say you have like a whole bunch of blank pages. So what? DNJ, did not journal. So who cares? Just, it's just like with any new habit that you're trying to develop, just get back on the horse and keep at it. Right? The discipline part is something, again, Joshi Corin, kind of my mentor in this, watching her videos, right? But she talks about the fact that the reflection, the mindfulness part of journaling is an important part of the practice, right? You do the journaling for reflection, right? You're trying to learn about yourself and what you're doing and what you're not doing, because whether your purpose is to remember your appointments or to get your shit together, you're trying to figure out why you're not doing the things that you want to be doing in the way you want to do them. In order to note that, you've got to keep track of what you're actually doing and not doing. So it's important to continue to go back to your journal and look at it and go, okay, so I had a really shitty week. Why did I have a shitty week? And then you start reading through stuff and you realize, okay, so there was a lot of stress at work and my sleep went to hell, and because I was really busy, I forgot to eat on time, and oh, look, I didn't take my meds 2 days in a row, right? This is the kind of information you're looking for. That's kind of the purpose of this, is to find out where the weak points are so that you can compensate for them. And part of all the creativity in this is to find a system and a way that it makes it interesting for you to continue to come back to it and find a different method of working. So that's as important as doing the thing, is when you're not doing the thing. I'll tell you that I have so far been pretty good at keeping up with my regular journaling and information. But I will also tell you that sometimes I did it as much as 2 days later because whatever, like a particular point. Actually, let me do a personal example. At the beginning of the month, I was working on a production called A Tomesmith's Carol, and it was it's a Game of Tomes universe-centered retelling of the Dickens classic A Christmas Carol, right? And it was late. I wanted to release it before Christmas. It was not done. I kept working at it. I wanted to release it for New Year's Day. It was not done. I had to push back the deadline one more day. I wanted to do it. Okay, so the Sunday, the 5th is the day that was the 5th a Sunday? I think so, but that was, yeah, right. So that's the day I wanted to release it. After that, I'm kind of like, that's the absolute last day that it's going to get done. It didn't get done. I had to do it on the Monday night. I was very frustrated with it. I was, basically getting up, working, going back to bed, right? And it was very difficult to keep up with this while I was doing that. And that what I learned from that is two things. One is that I do actually have a lot of anxiety about not making things on time, which probably comes from a lifetime of ADHD and dyscalculia and being terrible at being on time for things. So, naturally you have a whole history of people being pissed off at you about that. So you get anxious, and then it makes it worse because you start to panic, and then you're not thinking properly. And yeah, so that's one thing that was really important for me to learn. And the other thing is that when I'm on a hyper focus, I find it difficult to do the basic survival functions, which is why I created this journal to go, did I do the basic survival functions? I did do my best to keep up on this while I was doing that. For the most part, I succeeded. But in some cases, it was a couple days later that I finally filled out the information. And am I entirely certain it's 100% accurate at that point? Probably not, right? Because there's something important that happened in the day that I forgot, Do I remember what I ate on Tuesday? No, right? So, but that's the kind of thing, but I'm doing my best, right? I'm doing my best. So there's no need to get pissed off at myself about it. I did my best. I did better. One thing I can say with the use of this is that I got a lot better at taking care of those basic survival functions than I typically do when I'm in that situation, right? I did eat 3 meals a day. They might have been at weird times. They might have been gremlin food, but it was food. I slept. My sleep was getting shaved off like an hour or so on the end each time, right? But I did sleep, which is something that I find very difficult when I'm doing that normally. So it was still helpful, even though I was not doing it perfectly. Right? So if it's been a few months since you picked up your journal, just pick it up again and keep going. Right? If you didn't do it on Monday and you don't remember what you ate on your food tracker, just write "do not remember" and keep going. That's my advice and my thoughts about it. And I'd love to hear people's comments, questions, their own experiences with that. Right. In the meantime, I will check the chat here because I've been babbling for a while. Rue said, "Don't know if you saw Sable, but the boy did his scream routine without a fight tonight." Oh, that's great. Yeah, no screaming or fighting for any of it. He also went to bed without a fight tonight. That's amazing. Rue whistles innocently at the quitting smoking thing. Yeah, I was down to, I'm allowed 1 cigar a day. This is where I'm at. It can be a small one or a big one, but I'm allowed 1. That's it, right? And that was not happening when I was working on the Panic for a Tomesmith's Carol. Let's just be honest here. It was not. So, but that's over now. So, got back on the horse. Back to 1, right? Keep going, right? And that's where I want to be at, right? Like I didn't intend to completely quit, but I wanted to really limit, right? So that's what I'm doing. Yeah. So don't feel bad, Rue. I mean, We do our best, right? Makara says, I made a monthly checklist to help me do all my different things and develop habits for this year. Monthly checklists are a really useful thing. Let me share some of the things that I've come up with here since we last showed you this. I'm almost finished organizing January finally. Normally I like to be done the month long before this, but I did not because I was working on it. So was Carol. This is my projects and goals for the month, right? So I've made a checklist, and when I finish the thing, I am checking it off, right? This is a lot. Am I going to get all this done? Probably not. You know, am I going to make serious progress on all this? Yes, right? And I will get a lot of it done, so it's still worth it to track it, even if I don't expect perfection, right? Makara's smart. Yes, there's a good trick, by the way. If you find this kind of thing difficult, and because that's another Chaos Gremlin thing, right? I bet Nat can relate to this experience. You write out a bunch of things that you want to do, right? And then part of your brain goes, you can't tell me what to do. You're not the boss of me, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's even for neurotypical people a challenge.
Right? And of course, right? Because you're like, but or something else comes up that you want to do more, or like, maybe it's just that it feels overwhelming and you don't know where to start. That's all okay. I don't expect to get all this done. Do I expect that I'm going to get most of it done? Probably. I'm off to a good start. Let me share you my goals here for the month. Finish your tomes, Miss Carol. Done. Right? Start publishing The Fate of the Night King to the GOT Patreon. Done. Part 1 is available as of tonight. Record audiobook on available weekdays. So far, not so great. I'm running into problems with recording my audiobook because getting quiet in the house when I am awake is difficult. But I'm working on it. Do taxes. Done. I was behind on those. Get phone sorted. As of the end of this stream, I hope to have that done because my new phone should finally be available. I'm going to go get it and set it up. Fill out tax interviews for Amazon and Twitch. Can't do that until I have my phone because they have two-factor authentication, right? Post/edit to post at least one audiobook chapter to my personal Patreon per week. Working on it. So far, so good. Right? Finished January journal setup. Almost done. Right? Set up basic pages for February layout. Haven't even started, but I have plans. I'll show those to you in a minute. Finished January cupboard cleaning project. Almost done. Right? I have the pantry left to do. The top shelves in the pantry. And then I'm done. So, finish 50K team up. I don't know if this is another Game of Tomes lore production. It's an animated feature. I don't know if I'm going to get that done. There's a lot of work involved, and it's not entirely dependent on me. There's other people involved too. One of the other animators has not been around. Her life is crazy right now. I don't know if we're going to get it done. Am I going to make progress on it? Yes. Right? Make a list of professionals and organizations to help me with getting disability and start harassing them. I meant to have this done ages ago. It's not done. I don't know. It's one of those things where you got to research a bunch of stuff that's boring. So probably I've been avoiding it. And plus, I've talked before about how difficult I've found it to get the healthcare system to take me seriously. So I have a lot of trauma around that, and I'm probably avoiding it. But it's on my list, and I'm going to keep coming back to it. I'm going to keep seeing it, and eventually that's going to drive me to get it done. Right? And try to write my streak every day. So far, so good, except for yesterday. I did not do it yesterday. Long story. But try. So far, so good. Oh, is that our Readopoly reading challenge there, Nat, that you just linked in the chat? Brilliant. Okay. I will make sure to link that in the YouTube video links as well, so that if you guys want to check it out, you're quite welcome to do that. And, if you want more information on Game of Tomes, the link is in the board. So, yeah. Thank you for pinning it. Brilliant. Good idea. All right, let's catch up on the chat. Yeah, so like I said, Makara said, I included stuff like practice shooting stuff with Nerf guns. One of the things that makes this easier is if you include things to have fun or to relax, right? And that's important, right? You got to do that stuff. Everybody's got a tendency to push that to the side, like, we live in a capitalist society, so I have to be working and productive, and I cannot just, I don't have time for me, I have to do X and Y. If you don't take time for you, you will not have the energy for X or Y, so take the time for you. One of the features that I include in my journal for each month is a self-care bingo layout. This is in pictures, but they all mean different things to me, right? Like, this one says hot cocoa. You can't see it there because of the window, but, I made myself a hot cocoa. Why? Just 'cause, right? This is a moon. Keep note of the moon phases. I'm a bad witch. This is something I've gotten out of the habit of doing in the past few years. So I'm getting back into it again, taking note of the moon cycles, observing the moon and the rise of it and what things look like, right? Stargazing, that's what the constellation means to me. You Are My Universe, that came from a star-themed book, Shine Bright. It said at the beginning, that'll be linked in the video description too. But it's basically spend time on my relationships, right, specifically, right? I don't think I've quite earned that yet this month, right? But I have earned love, which is, more casual time spent in the relationship. Right, this is about like home improvement and stuff. I've been working on that. That kind of thing, right? Have a cup of tea, get myself a fancy coffee. This one means, go enjoy the winter landscape, which isn't very snowy right now. That's what's stopping me. But, this is a cute little moon sticker that says, "It is just a phase." I love the pun. It's cute. But also, this is when I get this one if something comes up and I decide I'm just not going to sweat the small shit, right? This is, go enjoy crystal properties, right? I still have a bunch of crystals left over from when I owned a metaphysical shop, and, I never hang out with them. I never, go enjoy their, what they're all about. So go do that. That's one of the things, right? Stuff like that. I make this time for myself every month because I try to, I try to remember that I've got to spend time on me, right? And for my own recharging my batteries, right? Clean up your shit. I'm working on it. Yeah. Faye says, Faye helped with Tomesmas at least. Faye definitely helped. Faye did all the captioning, pretty much. Thank you, Faye. We appreciate you. I don't know what we would have done without you. Ruth's having problems with the child being a pain in the ass to the boy. Yeah. 2 hours before we have to be back. Yeah, it's just about time to call this quits. You're absolutely right. Yeah, Ruth says, you can have all my snow and ice. I want it to go away. Yeah, hubby's reminding me we have errands to run. That is in my appointment calendar here, my daily log. Where is it? It is the 13th today. Get phone. Go to the it's not a thrift store, it's sort of a thrifty craft store where I am getting some craft paper for my next project. The game tonight, Aaron, call your doctor, right? And we're probably going to the plumber today. There's a flooding problem in my basement. But yeah, stuff to deal with. Yes. One more thing I wanted to show you guys today. Okay, quick, we're going to do a quick flip through since most of January is done by now, right? Basic calendar, month at a glance with important stuff going on that I know is coming up. My extra credit, I've done none of it so far this month. Notes about things that have to be done. And not to forget, this is the daily log, or weekly log. I forget whether this is the daily or weekly log. I don't think I do a daily log. Daily log is by hour. I don't do that, right? This is stuff I got to do in the day, right? I made a little key here, flip out. I probably, if I'd decided that I was going to do that before, I would have put it on this. This is the key for like my mood tracker here, right? But I didn't do it, so I did it on my first calendar page. This is the, how can I show this to you here? This is the traditional bullet journaling method item and symbol key, right? Except that my priority is a star instead of whatever it was they were doing, and task done is a check mark instead of an X, because that just, my brain responds to that better. So, right, but otherwise it's the basic bullet journaling method stuff. So here, if there's a triangle, it means there's an event going on, right? Something, an appointment, right? Something where I have to be at a specific place at a specific time, right? If it's like an open circle, it's an event like Jean's birthday, right? If it's a dot, it's something I need to get done. If it's checked off, it means I did it. If it's crossed out, it means that I didn't have to do it. It was canceled, right? And if it's like, an arrow, this arrow indicates that I migrated it, as in I didn't do it that day, I had to move it. So that's how that works.
With that said, I have to go.
Okay, thanks for joining me, Nat. It was really great having you. I'm not going to be too much longer myself. So if you guys want, make sure to follow Nat. Can you drop your link in the chat for me so that people can follow you on your channel? She's also doing journaling content and stuff now, and she is a writer. She has, how many books do you have out now? Like a lot.
A lot.
A lot, yes.
Oh, I cannot shout myself out, of course.
Oh, yeah, you can't shut it out. Well, just put your link in the chat. That you could do. Go follow Nat. I will put your link in the YouTube description as well. So, and thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Just a second.
It was awesome seeing all your reading journal stuff. Yeah, so finished my self-care layout. Bye, Nat. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, so I'm going to just bop out of this call here then. All right. My mood tracker, we've discussed it before. It's been an up and down sort of month. This is the mood log and sleep tracker. This is the stuff that goes with it. Hey, it's Shark Week. Inspirational quotes. There's my projects and goals for the month, my productivity tracker. I've been doing pretty well for productivity, right? My scale here. This is a breakdown of how I've been productive. One thing I'm going to do next month is I'm going to put these 2 pages on the same spread like this, and I'm going to move this exercise and sun lamp tracker to this page because it's just kind of weird to flip back and forth. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I didn't think about it, but yeah. When I have a perfect rainbow, that means I've been productive in exercise, self-care, social, work, domestic, that means I cleaned something, adulting, hygiene, and relationships. So my meds tracker, still haven't put a quote here, but I'll put something here. Hygiene tracker, my waterfall tabs, which I really like, and I'm going to do again next month. The food tracker, trigger log, only one so far this month. Hooray! Writing tracker, mostly I've been audio-visual editing. Go figure. My adulteress game, doing okay for this level of the month. I've explained that before. If you don't know, I get a Tetris piece for every irritating adulting task that I don't like to do, and the things that I find most difficult have the best pieces, and the things I find the least difficult have the zigzags, right? This is stuff to do for relationships. This says you are my moon and stars. I really love this washi tape. That's part of that new Ty Fossey washi tape set I got. Love it. Long form journaling pages. I have not used any of them yet. I have not felt that there is anything that I've needed to do for that. My daily, this this is technically long form journaling, but it's a daily, this is what I did today. Right. Writing stuff. I've made a list of titles that I am thinking of using for the Game of Tomes books. This is stuff that I have to do in the writing, like edits that I need to do and plot holes that I need to fill. Daily wins and daily gratitude. I've discussed those before too. Again, this is part of that Typhossi washi tape. I love it. Help desk. Haven't done it yet. This is going to be a list of people I have to call and why I have to call them, and a log of when I have called them or talked to them. This is also going to be for things like, when did I last nag, I don't know, Sunny about the captioning job she's working on. Okay, that's the kind of stuff that's going to go there. Brain dump, like I said, didn't have it last month, regretted not having it. Next week, I intend to talk about how I'm going to work on how you can use bullet journaling techniques and apply it in other areas. Because I ran into a thing where I was going to do a cleaning log, a house cleaning log, and I looked at it and I went, I cannot do this by myself. I need to recruit the rest of the house. So I wrote up a proposal to do just that. And I'm going to talk about that next time. So when I say, probably I should make a note in my journal that that's what I'm going to talk about. That's the rest of the flip through for the month. Little preview for February, just briefly. I am doing a theme, a kintsugi theme next month is my plan. I have all kinds of ideas for it, but one thing I did is I woke up in the morning, I was thinking about this layout, right? The weekly log, right? And you notice how I have snowflakes stickers in the middle of each of these grids. Now I like this grid. I'm going to continue to use it because it's enough room. It's working for me. It's all easy to glance, but I'm going to want to make it pretty. Simple, but pretty. So how was I going to do that with kintsugi, right? So the answer was, like, there's no kintsugi stickers that I have or anything. So I'm going to do like gold leaf and gold writing and a whole bunch of plans like that, you'll see. But how was I going to do that part? And I came up with the idea of I would take a bunch of kintsugi images online and make them into stickers. This is sticker paper. It's actually an address label paper. And this set in particular is perfect for that because there will be 8 places where I will need to put a spot in the grid, and that's what I'm going to do, right, is use that, and these will probably be the decorations around it along with some of the black and white stuff, and then I printed out other things that will go with it. I'm not going to go into detail about them right now because, as Erin pointed out, we are running late, so I will have to explain those the next time, but just a little preview of what I'm doing. All right, so, hey Hobkin, good to see you in Fantasine. Oh my God, I haven't seen you in an age. Feel free to lurk. I'm glad to see you. I'm sorry I'm about to end the stream, but it's really nice to see you. I hope you are well. Please let me know how you're doing. Right? I've missed you. I've been thinking about you. I'm really glad to see you. That's awesome. Yeah, no worries, Rue. To the best of my ability, I will take care of that. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's where I better call it a day, guys. Thank you again for joining me. Who's live that we can raid? I'm going to switch over to my ending screen here. A few years. Of course I remember you. Oh my goodness. No, it's really nice to see you. Touch base. Send me a DM. Yeah, other Lapin members can add plans for Lapin's lore as well in the Fluffle channel. Yeah, who's live? Let's see. Well, Kahuna's live. Let's go see him. I haven't seen him in forever. Please tell him I say hi, because I gotta raid and run. Here's some raid shouts you can use. Alright, we're gonna go see Kahuna the Elder. He's a friend of mine. Thanks for joining me today, guys. We'll see you over there.